So what's up, everybody? This is your boy Jonathan. I had a crazy experience recently with the incel. Really crazy experience, and I wanted to share it with you. It's a true experience, so just listen up, okay? So, oh yeah, this video is gonna be pretty long, so I'm gonna break it into two, and I'm gonna do the review on the incel in the second video. So, basically, I went to a Jewish dinner, right? And when I get there, the tables were kind of crammed together. It was a really small space, right? So I go to my seat very delicately and excuse me, pardon me, wait for people. It's kind of just smooth and try to get to my seat. Incel walks in. He's pretty tall. He's chubby. And he's just ramming into people, slamming, shoving people, pushing people to get to his seat, leaning up on people. And people are like, what the hell, bro? Like, really, really, really like. And, his mask does not take up that much space because, I'm chubby too and I wasn't doing all that. Whatever, so he sits down. People are giving him dirty looks. And, he sits down in the middle of the table. So me and this other Israeli guy are sitting next to him on one side, and about 4 other Israelis are sitting with him on the other side. So he's sitting in the middle. It's time to get the food, and the food is all laid out on the table in these small bowls. It's small portions. It's put into small bowls, and then you take spoons and you dip some on your plate or whatever. He fills his plate up, not concerning about anybody else wanting to eat. He just dips his plate, fills his plate up, and just stuffs his face. And people are looking at him like, damn, like, the Israelis on the other side are looking at him crazy. Me and the other Israeli guy are looking at him weird, whatever, right? So then the other Israeli guy starts talking to him. He's about in his 40s. He's like a fatherly figure. He's like, hey, how are you? Where are you from? He's like, I'm Zach, whatever. Oh, I shouldn't have said his name, sorry. But anyways, but he doesn't know. He doesn't. It's a one-time deal, so he's gone. So I don't know. I'll probably never see him again. But I'm not gonna mention his name again. But the other Israeli, so he starts talking, and he just asks the other Israeli guy what he does. And the other Israeli guy says, I am a engineer for an airline company. And the incel starts talking crap about the airline company, and just saying mean things. And I told him, that's kind of rude, whatever. And, you shouldn't be doing that at the dinner table. You should be a little bit more polite. And so the other 45-year-old was like, or the other 40-year-old was like, so what do you do? And his answer was basically like those filler words that you use on a resume. So I can delegate orders. I'm a good leader. I got paralegal. So what do you do? I delegate orders. I'm a good leader. I got paralegal. Okay, so what do you want to do? Get a really good job. And so I can help pay for law school. Well, what do you want to do in law school? Get a really good job as a lawyer. But don't you have to have some emphasis or some focus? And he didn't even, it was just like, yeah, be a really good lawyer and use my leadership skills. It was like, so we finally found out what he did beforehand. And basically, he was like a pizza delivery driver for like 2 days and got fired. And that's one thing. Like, okay, I know you're trying to hide the fact that you were a pizza delivery boy and got fired. That's fine. But, you can give the answer a little bit more simply, oh, like I worked in kitchens, I worked in retail or something like that, But you don't have to give these very vague words and then stress people out because they're trying to figure out how to help you. You're not even giving them the answers. And plus, when you first meet a person, don't do that, because when you stress people out when you first meet them, then a lot of times they don't want to talk to you again because you're stressing them out. And, you're supposed to wait until you become friends to have problems to stress people out. So after that, he just was like, but I'm really here to meet a hot girl that I can have sex with. and find a girlfriend, a hot girlfriend that I could have sex with. So I told him, that's kind of rude to say at the table. And he's like, why? You guys are men and the other people can't hear me. And the other people are looking in his face. I told him, look, you don't know who we are. You don't know if we could have been your friends. You don't know if we could have invited you somewhere. But since you're acting like a creep and a pervert, do you really think I want to invite you out to meet girls acting like that? So he kept saying, but you should help me because I really want a girlfriend. And I said, I make videos. And he's like, give me a sum up. So I told him, look, just one thing, you could do is just work on clothing. I just gave him something simple like that. Just, kind of work on your fashion. And he wasn't wearing anything bad that day. He was like wearing some khakis, which are fine, some sneakers, some kind of flannel shirt. Had a little Jewish event, which was a family event, so it didn't matter. So it was like fine. But I just said, when you're around girls, maybe, wear more dark colors and, maybe get a haircut. Or he said he could slick his hair back. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then he started talking about, so what does a girl mean when a girl points her feet at you? And I said, I'm not answering that question because that's extremely inappropriate. I'll tell you about fashion or something that may not go in a sexual direction, but I'm not saying that at this dinner table. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So he kept begging me, and I said, look around. Look around on all these other guys here. All these young, good-looking guys here are dressed up nice, and they're just sitting. They're just hanging out, sitting. They're not bugging people about girlfriends, not bugging people to answer sexual questions. They're just hanging out, sitting, like, not bothering nobody. And he said, but it's just between you and us. And so I looked at him, and I'm like, maybe you just need to have some friends. He's like, oh, I don't want to have friends. I just want a hot girlfriend that I can have sex with. And I looked at him and I'm like, okay, aren't you supposed to be doing something good for other people, putting out a mitzvah, giving some positive energy, doing something? And I told him, we've been talking about you all the time, and you never really asked about this Israeli guy's job, other than like making fun of him, making fun of his job that his airline sucks. And you don't even know me. You haven't asked anything about me. So I asked the Israeli guy about his job, and we started talking. And the incel just kind of turned his head, popped it up like a prairie dog to look over the crowd, and was scanning the room for the hot girls. Scanning the room for the hot girls. And, I was just like, are you serious? So I tap him. I'm like, hey, that's being rude. Like I said, like, you don't see none of the other men doing that. You're talking about wanting a hot girlfriend. You don't see any of the other men being rude to people and then, just kind of scanning the room for the hot girls. That's insulting. And he said, yeah, I'm listening, whatever. And he just has his head up scanning the room for the hot girls. And then he says, I have to go. And he gets up and he leaves. And he drops his Instagram, I guess, and he walks out. WTF. So I'm going to come back with a review in a little while. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. All right, everybody, I'm out. Peace.